You write in the book, which I thought was super interesting, that you sometimes have this guilt that you're not a real caregiver because you can get help. You
Yeah.
can get other people to come in and help with that. Talk about that a minute. I had that same experience because, as you well know, my dad had Alzheimer's and we were also able to get extra help. And is there a feeling in the caregiving community that you aren't a real caregiver?
I think so. I mean, I've definitely heard that in my comments on Instagram, and I understand that people will be upset about that. But I really do believe that it's so important that we support each other, whether
Right.
we have resources to be able to bring outside help in. And I think what's really important is that, what I want people to know is that caregiving for someone with dementia actually takes a team.
Yeah.
And there are so many people out there that are doing it by themselves. And I think that is why it is so important to be able to bring in family and friends to be able to support the caregiver and be able to support the person who has dementia. Like, we really need to come together to be able to help someone, to be able to help the caregiver. So many people are doing this on their own. And we are fortunate that we have the resources to be able to afford that care.
Right. But the idea that, I think that you get help doesn't make you less of a caregiver. But you wrote about that in here. So I was just curious is that more guilt on top of I'm caring for myself? Oh, I have someone to help me. So there's just guilt upon guilt upon guilt.
I have guilt that I have caregivers. I do. I have guilt that I have caregivers, and I think about others who do not. So I sit in that a lot. I think about that all the time. And how fortunate I am to be able to write a book, to have that time to be able to do that. How fortunate I am to be here with you, to be able to sit here with you and know that Bruce is being cared for, but that was sort of the checks and balances for me, is that because I have that help, I knew that with the time that I had, I thought it was really important for me to be able to raise my voice and to be able to support another caregiver.
So did you ever sit down with your girls and your blended family, your stepdaughters and Demi, and say, this is how we need to move forward. This is the kind of team we're going to need. This is how we're all going to have to come together. I found that when my dad had Alzheimer's, my brothers, I have 4 brothers, and we had to all get on the phone, and every week we were on the phone and working, and we all took different jobs, and we had to communicate as a team in a different way than we had done before. And so I'm curious, I always say to people, how is the family approaching this? And some people say, I'm an only child, or I don't have family, or I'm the only one that lives close, or my siblings won't help. And there's a lot of family dynamics that play out in a diagnosis. So I was wondering about that for you.
Yeah, I mean, communication for us has always been key. Everyone is able to show up, and we play into each other's strengths, knowing who is good at doctor's appointments, who is good at whatever it might be, and we just plug everyone in. I mean, Bruce is surrounded by so many beautiful family members that really love him and really want to show up for him. And we are truly blessed with that, to be able to have that care and support from his whole family. And I know a lot of people don't have that. People don't have that family unit. People are an only child. They're caring for, they're in the sandwich generation, and they're doing, so much. But it's really been so vital and important to be able to put that team of our family and formal caregivers to be able to really care for Bruce, which then cares for our family as well.
There's so much also ongoing, I think, judgment in the space where people decide at a certain point, I can't keep my loved one at home. I'm going to put them in a facility where they can be better cared for. And then people have all sorts of judgments about this. And I've always tried to say in this space, like, none of us are in that caregiver or that family's shoes, and none of us can judge or should be judging in this space. Has that happened with you as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, also, no one knows how dementia is playing out in each person's home. You know, like the dynamics, everything is, you don't know what that looks like. And I know, for us, we have 2 young children, and it was really important for us and that our girls were cared for, that they were in a house that supported them and their needs. Right. And for Bruce, it was really important about him being in a place that supported his needs. FTD is an unkind disease, and it needs a lot of calm. And I wanted our kids to be able to be children and be loud and have play dates and just be able to be. And there is so much judgment that goes into when someone might make the decision to place their family member in a facility. But again, it's just, you aren't living in that person's home. If you don't understand what the dynamics are, I just hope for people to have more love and compassion, and you don't know what it looks like until you're living it. So many people have so many opinions without the actual experience.
So how difficult was that for you?
It was still one of the hardest things. It really is.
To be separated, to have Bruce in a different place. And how often are you able to see him and be with him?
Depending on the day that he's having. I am over there frequently. The kids are over there when it's a good day to be there. And, we are very present. And what's really beautiful about it is that when we are all together, we just get back into our regular roles. I get to be there and be Bruce's wife. And that is such a blessing. That has been just the biggest blessing in this, that with having formal caregiving and having this environment for him, it's just, I get to be there and just enjoy him.